Dream used to include marriage, white picket fence, 2.5 children, which I never understand, like I've never seen a half of a child. But now millennials are focusing more on their finances and careers in lieu of marriage and kids. They're saying, you know what, no thanks. According to a Pew Research Center study, only 26% of millennials are married between the ages of 18 and 32, compared to 36% of Generation Xers, 48% of baby boomers, and 65% of the greatest generation. What is the silent generation? I've never heard the silent generation. I don't know what that one is. Joining us now, millennial Nia Gaines, who is not interested in marriage. What is wrong with you? Millennial Joseph Lorick, author of Debt, the Relationship Edition, and relationship expert LaDon Black, author of Tease. All right, so you're not interested in marriage. Like why? What's the deep? Like, are you just scared of it?
A little bit. I'm a little scared of marriage because maybe I haven't been around a lot of successful marriages. So for me, seeing that it doesn't really work and what it can do to people, I don't want to end up like that. I'd rather focus on myself first with education, my career, and if marriage does come along, it comes along, but I am totally against it for right now, and I don't encourage people around me to do it.
Is that because you've seen in your generation a number of people who've actually gone through divorces? Because first of all, you look at the numbers, half of marriages fail. But that means half succeed. So it's sort of like glasses are half empty or half full. So for you and your parents, still together or they got divorced?
My parents were actually never married. So also growing up in that type of household kind of molded me into the person that I am, where I do see my mom's a single parent. She's raised me and my brother. But also, she has been married once before, and seeing how that can be damaging towards us too, because it's not like our father or how they didn't actually work out. I have to kind of like see what that did to me.
But Joseph, the reality is this here, which I think a lot of millennials are ignoring. Numbers don't lie.
Right.
Married couples are better off financially
Absolutely.
than single individuals.
Absolutely.
Trying to go through life where you're trying to pay the mortgage yourself, trying to pay off student loans yourself. And so that's just a reality here in America.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about it, you have a two-income household, so you're more financially stable and you're able to take on like big emergencies, anything that comes up, you're able to handle that. But it does take time to get to that point. And I think with a lot of millennials, the reasons that they're avoiding marriage, it's not so much avoiding marriage altogether, but I feel like a lot of them are pushing it to a later date. So it's not so much that people are not going to get married at all. People are getting married in their 30s. I have friends that are still single while I'm married, but my situation is a little bit different. It's actually unique amongst my friends because they're worried about their financial situation before they're worried about finding a stable relationship.
But is that also because I think one of these things that happens when people say that, it always interests me on that one, as if other folks are not in the exact same position, saying, I'm worried about my financial condition. Because I think some people have this whole view, well, I'm going to have a perfect financial condition. The reality is, again, that doesn't happen.
No, it does not.
Especially when you have income
Right.
inequality where it is, and incomes being flat.
Right. I mean, it doesn't happen, but certainly there's no perfect scenario you're going to have going into a marriage. We all know we're going through things, so there's no perfect scenario. But we're living in a post-Great Recession environment, and we are dealing with young adults and who were teenagers at the time that went through the Great Recession, this bubble bursting, and saw the economy drop, and they're scared. Honestly, they're afraid of what's going to happen and making sure that they have their debt, under control. So that's causing people to stand back. But in reality, it doesn't make a big difference when you do it or what age you do it. It's just about being prepared.
But LaDon, I got to say this here. I think also part of this issue, you got way too many parents who are letting these kids come back, moving into the house. I mean, you ain't really trying to date somebody and say, where you live? With my mama and my daddy?
And it does. It makes it very hard. And I think the points that we've already mentioned, number one, that society has changed. There's not that stigma to not being married and having children and living together. Also, you have that piece where people have a more modern approach to love. They want to be happy. They want to be in love. And they realize they don't necessarily have to have the government or the mortgage company or the kids say it's okay before they can do that. They can live together, have families, and not necessarily marry.
Hold tight 1 second. I'm going to pick up on this when we come back after the next break. Folks, we're going to come back on News One Now. I was going to talk about what our urban house call doctors, sex calls, and migraines. I'm going to push that to tomorrow's show. I want to continue this conversation, so that's not going to come up next. And so I'm making that call right now because the reality is when we talk about where we are in marriage, marriage, it's also impacting us when it comes to our children. It has an impact not just on finances, but it also has an impact on the building of our own institutions. And so we'll continue this conversation about millennials being scared of marriage. Also, as Wild 'N Out Wednesday, and our crazy comedians, they are on deck for Wild 'N Out Wednesday. For the latest news, stay up to date and informed, go to newsone.com. It's 26 before top of the hour. News One Now, TV One. Folks, welcome back. We're talking about millennials being afraid of marriage. What is wrong with these young folks? Nia Gaines is here. Also, we have Joseph Lorick. His book is called Debt, the Relationship Edition, How to Stop Letting Money Get in the Way of Love. And also, relationship expert LaDon Black, author of Tease. All right, what's your book about?
My book is about short stories. It's erotica. But I also have
okay,
relationship guides too.
Yeah, all right, you got some freaky stuff. That's what
There
you
you
got
go.
down there. Okay. She talking about it's erotica. No, you got a freaky book. All right, let's get back to this here. I want to pick up on that point I was talking about. I do believe I don't get. Maybe y'all can explain to me. I do not understand the logic of I can just go back and stay at home. I don't. Do you?
I don't understand that one either.
I don't get it.
I understand from a financial standpoint because you're saving money. I mean, if you leave and then you're struggling and your parents are willing to let you back in and you're able to contribute in some manner, but you're able to save up money and then leave and pay off your debt, why not?
See, what I don't understand is, LaDon, I'm sorry. I grew up in a generation.
Right.
I'm trying to go. Look, I remember being single, and I'm coming home. I graduated, I got my job, and all of a sudden, I'm trying to go out. My dad was like, well, no, it's a little late. I looked at him, I'm going, whoa, hold up.
Right.
Okay, first of all, I understood when I was driving your car.
Exactly.
But that's my car. Girl, I packed my stuff up and drove back to Austin. I said, I can go back home.
Right.
So I don't really understand that. But I do believe, though, that this is also a part of that because in many ways you have young folks who are still reverting back to childhood. I'm still under a parental wing. And I don't necessarily know if I really want to kick it with somebody who moved back at home.
But you know what, Roland, the thing you have to keep in mind is, I mean, my situation was similar to yours. My parents had rules, so it was uncomfortable. No matter how financially beneficial it was uncomfortable to be back at home.
Like, this is my house, not yours.
Right, but a lot of parents now are like, okay, you can disappear, you know, you can stay out overnight, you can disappear for weekends, I don't care what type of material things you bring to my home. So it's open, and so people feel really comfortable coming back home. Plus, I have my bedroom and my own bath, so why not come back home?
I don't know about that. Okay, gotcha. All right. So Neil, I want to go back to you. So, is it when you say I'm uncomfortable with it? I got to ask you: are you afraid of the commitment, or are you afraid to actually say, I got to put the work in to make this thing work, or you rather say, you know what, I just don't even want anything to do with it?
Well, as young as I am, I've been in a committed relationship.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay.
So I have been in a committed relationship. 3 years.
Okay.
So after that, I realized, after that not working, I realized I work better by myself. When I focus on me and
You
only
were in
me,
one, or are you still in it?
I'm not in it anymore.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So now it's like, okay, I can focus only on me. I can focus on my education. I can focus on just where I'm going in life and not having to worry about somebody else and where they want to go and including them in all my plans. It's harder that way. So I'm more for me.
Well, let me ask you this question: what if you met the one? What if you met a guy? If you, let's say not even 21, but let's say you're 23, 24, and this is the guy. And you're like, all right, this might be the one. Now, this is 2015, it might be a woman. She might be the one. And then you go, well, no, first of all, no, you talk about that's not nice. Well, no, it's the point, because trust somebody tweeting, hey, it could be a woman. Mm-hmm. The point is, do you then say, well, I still want to be by myself, and I'm going to put it off, even though I might pass up the opportunity?
Depending on where I am in life, personally, I might.
Robert, you look like, whoa.
Ooh, I would
because
love
LaDon, go ahead.
I have to jump in that because the thing is, a lot of young women are doing that. But what happens is you push it off, you push him away, you push him away. Then you find yourself at 35 and the pool isn't as big, and then you're like, well, where are they?
And then all of a sudden you realize how much potential I passed up.
You don't realize between 20 and 25, you have your biggest pool ever of available people. Why not take advantage?
Robert?
Dating is fine. Oh.
Robert, go ahead.
I mean, really, I agree. At the end of the day, I wouldn't say hold it off too long. And then you're dealing with somebody that's been themselves for quite some time. So do they want to adjust to you?
Exactly.
Because to make a partnership and a marriage work, if you wait and let someone be themselves and form those habits too long, then why should I change for you in the first place?
Right.
Go ahead, Neil.
I think dating is fine. Like, you can date and maybe get married later, but even if it is like you're getting married at 30 or 35, you can still date this person for as many years as you want, and it's okay to live together now.
Right.
Like, you can just live together. You can actually have kids, and it's acceptable in society. And then you can get married later if it works, and if you don't.
Snatch them up, sister, as fast as you can. Even if you're just dating, snatch them.
Well, I do think it is interesting when you talk about is it very interesting when we talk about changing times? But one of the things that I've experienced when I've had these conversations and talking to millennials, it's